Is Phil there?
How did you get this number?
Hello.
I looked it up in the white man pages.
You're listening to episode 50 of Time to Lean and Here's a Song with Phil and John, the season finale of Season 5. Season 5 draws to a close. A wonderful season, a season of growth and learning, and... who are we kidding? Enjoy.
Old white man pages. They're yellowed pages. Hello. Good morning. Well, you're wound up today.
Well, it's early.
I guess it is a little earlier than we record. About an hour earlier. Well, no, an hour and a half earlier.
And it's Saturday.
Saturday in the park. I think it was Labor Day. The Labor Day weekend. You actually get this Monday off. You don't normally.
I do this year. That's great. And I need it. After 3 months off, I need a day off.
But you've been working really hard the past few weeks, though.
It's as we've mentioned before. I think in the last episode, which I just finished editing. We're all busy preparing our campuses to an uncertain
future.
It's true.
Well, there.
Well, how you doing?
I'm okay. I don't know. It's kind of a weird day. I rested for a little bit this afternoon and had a big headache. I don't know what's wrong. A big headache. Maybe I slept weird. I don't know. I'll live. I'm having a gin and tonic. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help.
Okay. Well, what kind of gin? And what kind of tonic? Tell us all about it. Does it have sprigs of wild herbs? And
it's just Seagrams, I think. But what kind of tonic did I think is there a tonic that comes in little cans called Q tonic or something like that?
I often have that. It's pretty good.
I think that's what it was.
I like cans. I generally avoid. Oh, I'll get back to the cans versus bottles thing in a second. But I've had the Q stuff. They make a good ginger beer too, and it's in
little
the
size,
small, the mini containers. It makes one good sized drink, and the larger cans and bottles, I feel like you always have extra.
And then
or it's maybe just enough for two, but not quite.
And like the old, I don't know what they were, liter plastic bottles. I mean,
I never touch those. And it's tempting because the price seems good, but half of it goes flat before you
touch it up with a little. I wonder if you could use your Soda Stream to reboost it. I'm not that cheap. Although I'm curious, I might have to try that. And I do have something else I'll try later as a special something or other. So there.
It's a good day for it because it's our 50th episode.
The season finale of season 5.
That's right. Yeah, it's in the old TV show parlance, if you got to 100 episodes, you have enough for a run in syndication.
Right. We're almost there. Some of our...
They're going to be running our shows weekdays after school on cable channel.
PSAs.
like Gilligan's Island.
We'll have to make some PSAs too, like for the kids. Hey kids, don't kick people in the nards and stuff like that.
And don't go to Menards.
Fine.
No, Menard, I've got an 11% rebate I have to get in the mail pretty soon.
Yeah, my wife Jody gives me crap about those because I always have a little pile. I started saving them up, and then I send them at once, and it seems to work. So instead of like,
you'd think the 11% mail-in rebates alone would keep the post office in business. It's the one time I ever send in those old rebate bullshit
Yeah, well,
things.
they add up sometimes.
Except you don't get money, you just get store credit.
On a piece of paper that you can lose.
Yeah.
It's not like a...
Yeah, and they expire not too... I don't think you have more than maybe a month or two.
It's not the greatest deal in the world. And it seems like a lot of work. They should just give you 11% off when you or something.
Yeah, Menards has that thing, and they have the strangest selection of grocery items.
Yeah, this is a little different.
In that store. It seems really random. It must be whatever the Menards man got on special that month.
Well, or somebody pays Menards to stock their shelf with some weird things.
I mean, you could get a lot of your groceries there, but not quite. And you can't be too fussy about what brand.
But it is
you
handy
get.
sometimes to, like, I don't want to go to another store. I'll just get the Big Dan's mixed nuts
Mystery
or
brand
whatever.
thing. Yeah, it's the one place I can ever find unfrosted Pop Tarts.
I don't like the frosted ones either.
Yeah, I actually like the blueberry unfrosted are my favorite when I have them.
That would be good.
And they are rare, but I find them at Menards.
That's because Menards has an exclusive.
Nobody else wants them. They probably got a deal because, no, we don't want
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Are you having
What
a
else
beverage?
is going on? Yes, I'm day drinking. I am having an old tub.
Old tub.
You tried that?
Yes. Is that a whiskey?
Yeah. It's a bourbon made by the Jim Beam, the fine people at Jim Beam Distillery, a subsidiary of Suntory.
Oh. Well, a lot of them are, aren't they?
Well, that one, that's enough. This is a relatively inexpensive version of Jim Beam that's bottled in bond.
That's right.
Yeah, you've had it.
I got some.
And it's supposedly unfiltered and stuff. It's definitely a little bit rough,
I was at a
but it has a lot of flavor.
I was
It's
at a
good.
place, and I just ended up getting some of that. Because of my headache, I'm going to have a hard time remembering things. Which is not that unusual on the show as I get older. But it's the one they dip in the wax or something like that. I
Maker's
just
Mark.
wanted something kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Makers.
It's a little on the
okay.
boring side, I guess you would say. But it was kind of funny because I hadn't gotten it for a long time, and I got the wax thing off, and I'm trying to pull this thing off, and I thought it was a cork, I guess. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, and I broke a fingernail. I was like, oh, it's a twist. It's got this weird little.
Ow. Yeah, it's a plastic twist off covered in wax.
Little tiny thin cap. It's odd.
They mess with you.
Whatever. It's probably not even really wax.
No, if you ever try or get a deal on it, try the Makers. I think it's called.
Yes,
46.
they had that sitting next there, and it was a little pricey, I thought, but
Yeah, if it's a good sale,
Yeah.
try it. Don't pay a lot for it, but it is noticeably.
well, what
better.
are some things you're picking up from the old tub? It sounds like it would be made in a tub.
It's very oaky and a little less sweet. It smells sweet and then it doesn't taste sweet. And of course, I get the oak flavor gives you a lot of that sweet smell, that vanilla smell. But this is more of an astringent taste I'm getting off of it.
It's good medicine.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It does have that Beam flavor. So I've also got some Jim Beam Black, which I often buy in the house, and it's in the same flavor profile. Yeah, it's good, and it wasn't expensive.
Well, yeah, for a bottle in bond, it was.
I might break out something a little more special if we take a break, because it's a
Yeah, and I don't know if
50-year-old Scotch. There was a time in my life when I could afford to buy an aged Scotch at the same age as I was. It was a very brief window.
And you were 6. I saved up money mowing the lawns to get my first 6-year-old Scotch when I was 6. No. Hey, kids, don't drink. That's another PSA.
I bought the Wee Beastie when I was 5.
Had to get started. Get started early. Well, it's also, it would be state fair time. What we don't, I guess, the Rapid City, of course, has got their Central States Fair going on. And
somebody told me the South Dakota State Fair is going on.
They're going to, well, they're open for business. So they're all good. Just coming off the heels of Sturgis with people coming back and infecting Minnesotans.
A super spreader state fair.
Thanks. And the numbers are underreported because I've heard some people they're not saying where they were. So.
Yeah, it's almost a political thing. You don't want to. Oh, I was at. They'd probably say they were at a Joe Biden event or something. Right. Oh yeah, I got COVID at this Joe Biden kissed me and gave it riot.
To me. Oh, I guess they wouldn't say that.
Yeah. There you go. They spread it around at those protests, Well,
no, he would just smell your hair.
He'll smell your hair, but he can still give it to you that way. Spreader Joe,
Yeah.
That's one thing you don't have to worry about with Trump. He doesn't like to touch people.
He's kind of a germaphobe. I've heard.
Yeah. Well, is he though? Because he won't wear a mask.
Well, who knows what he does when he's not on camera.
Well, he's a germaphobe, but he also doesn't want to look like a...
He's not a Germanphobe.
Oh, no.
He may be afraid of Angela Merkel.
Oh, so speaking of the fair...
The fair would be going on. The great Minnesota
It would be
State
going
Fair.
on. And so what they did here to compensate for not having the fair, which is a big deal here, of course. Normally, we're the second largest in the nation, I believe.
It's big
in
big
attendance,
stuff.
And they had this event you could get tickets for, which was I think it's called the State Fair Food Parade. So what you do is you buy your ticket for a time slot, and it's spread over 2 weeks, like the fair is. So we went this past week, and of course by the time we get this one done, it'll be Thanksgiving, but that's okay. Then we'll be thinking about how great some of that fair food would be in November. I'm telling you. So you pull up there in your car, and you get put in a line of cars at say 4:00 or something, and they have it spread out, each food vendor, and it was maybe, if I'd prepared I would have known, but there were maybe a dozen different food vendors or so, maybe a little bit more, and a lot of the usual suspects, like the cheese curds and the mini donuts, the giant pails of chocolate chip
that aren't
cookies,
quite as good the next day
like
for some reason.
They're really not that great the next day. They really dry up. But all those things are spread out, and you drive up. They take your order and take your money, and you go to the next little checkpoint, which you grab your food there, and they bring it out. They're all wearing masks and everything, and I tried to put mine on when I interacted with them. And you get your food, you move to the next one, and they even, when you enter the place, they give you a piece of paper with all the vendors listed and what options they have, and you can fill it out if you want, so that you know what you want when you pull up. And each it's a very limited number of things. Each vendor had maybe 2 to 3 choices and maybe a couple of drinks,
like some booze. You just drive up and get some.
No booze, open container law and all that stuff, Yeah, so no beer. One of the things that we often do at the fair is we get these funky flavored beers that they premiere there, and some of them it's hit and miss, but they're fun to try. And the one I get every time I'm there is this blueberry beer.
That's made by Grain Belt, isn't it? Did
Yes.
they put that out this year
And
in bottles or
so,
cans?
Yes, you can get it. Actually, previous years you could buy it.
Well, because it kind of was
store.
more popular than they were thinking it was going to be or something.
Yeah, exactly. But the trick is that when you get it at the fair, at the Grain Belt booth, they give you the beer out. It's a tap, of course, and then they put this blueberry slush on
weird.
top of it. It's really good. I really like it. It goes great with the beer, and that kind of makes it for me. Otherwise, it
pairs well with a blueberry unfrosted Pop Tart from Menard's.
From Menard's. It's probably past its expiration date.
You could dip it in there and it.
However, it's also really great if it's hot.
Yeah, because some days it can be so hot there.
Often it's very hot and sticky, and you get in there and get that
Cools you down.
beer with the slush on it. It just hits the spot for me. It's one of my favorites. The other thing they did not have, unfortunately, another food favorite was Duke's Poutine.
Oh no, that's too bad.
I'm a little surprised they didn't have it, because the poutine place, I think all they serve is poutine. They don't have anything else besides maybe pop, and that would have been pretty easy to do, but they were not there, unfortunately, so I missed that.
Sad.
It's just a good basic poutine. They had the cheese curds and some other favorites, but anyway, you get your food, and you move to the next one, and it was very well done and efficient. I think we got through the whole thing in about an hour, considering how many people were going in and out of there. It was quite good. The big drawback to it, though, is that you look at it all and think, okay, here's all the stuff I would normally eat if you're one of those who likes to just go in there and wander around and eat all day. You wanted the next one, blah blah blah. And the problem is that you get a little ways in and you're eating this food. And first of all, if you don't want to have it sitting there in your car with you, you have to eat it somewhat quickly. And then you don't have all that time in between of walking around and everything
to get ready for the next one.
But you don't, it's not easy to get through there and still eat the amount of stuff you would
and
normally
it's
do.
only an hour as opposed to spread out over 8 hours.
Get really full. It's just it's all very compressed in time. So that was a little bit different. And by the time we got to the end, and they strategically put the cookie place as the last stop. And there were other desserts.
Oh,
though.
okay.
I had the Minnesota Dairy Association malt.
Yeah.
That was in the middle. That was good too, especially because I paired it up with a West Indies pasty-like thing, which was very, very spicy. And that with the malt was perfect. But so you get to the end, and everybody's in the car is just stuffed.
Now it's time for a big bucket of cookies.
And so we got our bucket of cookies for the car, and they just gave it to us in a plastic bag already packed up, as if they knew we weren't going to really eat much of them.
the thing with that, Martha's or whatever, their deal
Martha's.
is that you get a bucket and it's overflowing, so you have to eat a bunch before you can put the lid on. So they probably had to put it in a bag or something. I don't know.
Oh no, a whole bunch of them were scattered at the bottom of the bag and stuff like that. But so but it was really fun, and it wasn't just great because we could eat some of that food that we like, but it was also just fun to have this event to go do.
I think that was in this time. People go to the fair for all sorts of reasons, not just food, but and you can't do all that other stuff. But I mean, did they even have a pig you could look at or something? Or
no, everything was shut down. They had a few musicians and other people kind of standing on the route, trying to keep people entertained and things like that. But generally, the place was closed up. And so, none of the the farm related things you can go see, or I think they had a virtual exhibit of the seed art this year.
What's that?
So you can go online and look at them. You don't know what the seed art is? It's in one of the big buildings there. Yeah, that's a contest, kind of like largest pumpkin or butter sculptures or things like that. But it's out of taking seeds and making these murals
seed
out
art.
of them.
I thought you said sea dart.
Yeah. No.
I was like, what is that?
I'm not a professional broadcaster.
It's like a. I thought it would be like some kind of jet speedboat thing. The seed art.
The
seed art. Yeah. No, you always got to go to.
Yeah, it's like you don't know what the seed art is.
No, you always got to see that. And then you can nibble it a little bit when you walk by, and they hate that.
And they did have a few places set out. Like we did see the largest pumpkin. That was out a place where you're driving by, you could see it and things. But
that's weird.
Matthew P., friend of the show, and his lovely wife came up for that, and because they're big fans of the fair.
They like to go to there's usually a good round of 80s concerts or something too, but
none of the entertainment or anything.
You should have been able to drive by and there'd be like flock of seagulls waving at you or something. Duran is handing out the cookies. I don't know.
There you go. Sure, what are they doing? They could hand out cookies.
Well, speaking of the weird flavored beers, this is my. I'll use that as a segue to try this weird thing.
Please.
And I don't know if this came from the state fair or not. The idea, but it's Tin Whiskers has come out with these weird, candy themed beers. This one, so I don't know. I think they had like Twin Bing and stuff like. I don't know if it was also only the Pearson.
I've seen
There were some other ones I can't remember.
And and that's the one that are they the same people that do the Pearson salted nut roll one? Yes, that's what I have.
So this is This I got from listeners and Connie and Sean. Sean has been a guest. Sean C. The Sean C. Dart. Anyway, they gave me this because they wanted to try it and they hated it. So I'm guessing I'm not going to like it because it's
exciting. Live.
A sweet beer is not my
stunt beer.
Tin Whiskers, Pearson's combination, peanut butter, caramel, and white chocolate ale. Ugh. Okay. Okay. It's kind of like a stout flavor, but it's an ale. Huh. It's very sweet, which I thought it would be. It's not a stout, but it has a stout flavor, and I don't know if I wonder why. Well, I don't think and of course it's a very, very tall can. I don't think I'm going to be able to drink the whole thing, but. Okay, so I got. There's some kind of flavor in here that it doesn't work. And I don't know if I'm gonna guess it's the white chocolate flavoring. Or the caramel flavoring. I don't know. It's got a sharp.
So they're using white chocolate flavoring to mimic that nougaty stuff that's in the middle of the real candy bar.
The peanut butter flavor to the peanuts. So because a salted nut roll is it's a salted nut roll.
Is it salty at all?
Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe they use seawater, ocean water.
There you go.
It doesn't say what it has in it. I will not be drinking this whole thing. I don't like it, but it's well,
entertaining.
Fine. I don't know if it was entertaining for the listeners, but
no. This is going to be a very big letdown for such an important episode. Well, maybe the narrator can put a few highlights in.
Well,
I don't know what those would be, but
you have to go back and re-listen to. I'll just ask Glenda which were some highlights.
Glenda was very brave and went back and listened to the entire run of the show.
She said she listened to some of them more than once. I think she.
Oh, you shouldn't admit that.
She listens at work or something like that. So, I mean, she, just sitting there with her emails and.
She's not, driving a train or anything like that.
She told me she started listening to your the Star Trek one, you and Eric and.
That's crazy. I won't even go listen to those.
She was like, "Oh,
our old Star Trek review shows. There are 79 of those." She
was like, "Oh, you should have been on that." I was like, "Well, I don't know anything about Star Trek hardly." It'd be the color commentator, I guess.
It might have helped. I don't know. We already had 3, and that was tricky enough.
Oh, maybe I would have counterbalanced Eric's very seriousness of his critiquing Star Trek or whatever. I guess he's got over the years he's gotten a lot more flexible, if that's the right word, about Star Trek. That's not the word I'm looking for. But
maybe he has a little more perspective. I don't know. No, I think he's still a big fan of the show, but as am I. But
well, you never did the Star Trek: The Next Generation and Voyager and.
No, all the spin-off. We talked about doing Next Gen because obviously we were familiar with it, but it would have required either a Herculean effort that would have killed us.
You'd still be doing it.
Or maybe we would have to pick and choose or something like that, highlights from each season. We talked about that,
but the top 12 episodes or something.
Which you never know. We might come back and do that. It's been enough years since I watched the show that I might be able to go back. I don't know if I ever want to sit through season 1 again.
Could maybe skip that one.
Or most of season 2, if I'm being honest.
I think that you can get these like guides or something because I remember.
Oh no, I have at least one.
Well, it's like
does that.
Oh, something online because I was trying to. I haven't watched Picard yet, but I thought, I'm going to have to rewatch some of the episodes. And this said before you watch Picard, if you need a reminder, watch these 12 episodes or something like that.
Probably you should know what happened in the last Next Generation film.
I think
also.
Maybe they had said that too because that references it.
There's some plot about Data and things like that.
Dieter.
So, he's German?
Data. Hey.
Thank you, Mr. Data.
I don't know.
No, I highly recommend you.
Oh, I want to see it.
Before you watch all the Phantasm movies again, you should watch Picard. Yearly Phantasm Film Festival.
I think I'm done with all that. It was I don't know, interesting. But I think I need to cleanse my palate now after.
I'll bet you do.
I don't know. I think it must be the white chocolate. I'm not getting any peanut butter flavor. Yuck. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. All right. See ya.
Sorry, Tin Whiskers fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the episode 50, season 5, season finale. All-star funk band. Singer Malcolm McDowell. Just kidding.
So what, did you get another drink?
No, I got, you know what? Hold on, I'm going to go grab something else because
you don't have to.
If I finish the old tub, it won't end well. Hold on. I have returned with a small amount of Old Pulteney 13-year-old.
Oh, Old Pulteney.
Which I've had that bottle for maybe a year or more. Unfortunately, I didn't have a bottle of Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition, which was what I had on our first episode.
Oh, well, we'll have that on our last episode.
That's right. When Glenda finally makes good on her promise to take over the show.
Well, yeah, we just hand it over.
Oh, that stuff is good.
Well, what's that like? I think I've had it
It's
before.
got that kind of slightly sweet, malty taste to it, but it's also got a kind of that Scotch note where it's very kind of briny, oceany flavor.
Oh, nice. So from old tub to old Putney.
They're both old, just like us.
Putney or Pulteney?
Pulteney, P-U-L.
Pulteney. Pult.
Boy, the color between these two, the Scotch is much paler color.
Yeah.
It's because this one does not have any E150 caramel color.
Caramel color.
That's good. Okay.
Or fake caramel flavoring like the beer I had.
Well, I was
Maybe it was real caramel. I don't know.
on one of the Ralphie rants on YouTube. He mentioned he was talking about rum actually on this other one, and he mentioned that a lot of rum bottlers will add sugar to sweetener to rum, and not I'm not talking about the flavored ones or a spiced rum or like Captain Morgan or something like that, but other straight rums that they'll do that too, which. It's like, that's not. Yeah, they're going for a different audience than me, obviously.
Right.
Because good, high quality rum at a strength that's similar to whiskey, which is some of them are, will not all be that sweet.
No, that one you had was very definitely not that sweet.
Yeah, no, it's something you can kind of enjoy on a similar level to a whiskey. And if you're expecting something you'd dump in a pina colada or something, then it's going to disappoint.
Doesn't matter.
No, and then you're wasting your money. I think the market for that is not huge, but it's also growing.
Well, I guess that Mount Gay is the one I've been getting the past couple times. And I don't drink a lot of rum, but that's probably somewhere in the middle between what you had and this other stuff that Ralphie's talking about.
Yeah, I think they're a mass market, although they probably have a range of stuff.
Yeah. Well, they do have other, but it's in the middle. I'm guessing probably.
I would say the one, if you're going to look for a high quality one, look for Foursquare is probably the most highly regarded, but their stuff's hard to find. The other brand I see more often, which is considered to be good, is Plantation.
Okay.
And I've read good things about them. So if you see them,
I think I had that when I was in Florida 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I think that was what they put in their. That Hemingway. Whatever.
Yeah, look for a Plantation, maybe a 12-year-old or something like that. That would be a pretty nice sipping rum that's not super expensive. It's definitely cheaper than Scotch.
So have you watched anything lately? What have you been?
Yeah,
you've been too busy. Have you been too busy to watch anything? I guess you can come home and crash and watch something.
Yeah, of course I don't have anything in the evenings still, since mostly no rehearsals or gigs. Although I have one this next weekend, so.
Oh, outside or?
I think it'll be outside. Oh, I have two actually. One of them is outdoors. The other one is for a local jazz festival.
Oh wow!
That a vocalist is doing, and we're going to record at the Dakota in downtown.
Oh wow!
I think they're recording local acts to put online or something.
Oh wow! Is that Charmin involved with that
Yep,
one, or
that's
is it
her.
somebody
That's
else?
her thing. So
Okay.
So
wow.
I'll finally
Hey.
get to play at the Dakota, which is pretty sweet.
How cool! And it'll be recorded.
It's a recording session. We're only there for an hour, so I don't
Somehow
know.
we'll have to
It's
post
kind of a
a
new
link
thing.
to it.
Yeah, if it's online and I'm not embarrassed, I'll post it.
No, I'm sure it'll be really cool. Oh, I'd love to hear that.
So that'll be different, but I'm happy to do it.
Hey, I actually got a gig.
Oh, whoa!
I it's not a music gig, but somebody that I went to college with that I didn't know was listening to the podcast, but they asked me to do. We were talking about collaborating or something like that, and he's got a project idea, and he asked me to do some commercials for it or something. So I'll if that comes out or when it comes out, I'll post a link to that too. But I may end up using the commercials on here too. I don't know, but
That's
yeah,
great.
so that was kind of cool.
No,
Yeah.
it's nice to have something to work on like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Besides the
I had
podcast.
I had a couple fun ideas, but we'll see.
Anyway, so we kind of, well, I'm not sure why this came up, but we've been watching I know why it came up. People have been talking about the latest installment in the Bill and Ted's Excellent
yeah.
Adventure saga.
Well, the trailer looks funny. I've never seen those movies, but
And I think we had both seen the first one, but not in many, many years. So we actually did watch that. And it's charming and dumb at the same time. we
one of
enjoyed
our
it.
listeners, Christine, I think she still listens. She had mentioned I should watch those.
Yeah. It was very goofy, but we had a good time watching that. And then we decided to maybe pull out some other 80s movies that we had not seen. Or not seen in a very long time. And one...
Weird Science.
Not yet.
Dead Man's Party. No.
Well, that's
No,
an
I
album.
mean not. No, sorry.
You're
what
free
was the name of that
associating
movie?
Danny Elfman there, aren't you?
Whoops.
We did watch
was the name?
Batman, though, so...
No, I'm trying to think of the movie that Rodney Dangerfield was in, where he hired Oingo Boingo to play for a college party.
Back to School?
I guess that was what it was called. Sure.
Something about... not Summer School, that's Mark Harmon.
I think it was Back to School.
It's that old plot where...
The old guy goes back.
Old guy goes to high school or college and has to interact with all the youngins.
And all of a sudden, is no longer a Trump supporter. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what the plot was.
No, but the one that was really great that I had never seen. I don't think my wife had seen it either. Was Gremlins.
You never saw Gremlins?
I never saw Gremlins. I'd seen clips from it. I'm aware of it, but I'd somehow managed to avoid seeing it.
Huh.
And you've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay. Right.
So we're even.
Well, but that was black and white, so I don't know.
You could have watched the color version.
I'm kidding. I don't watch the black and white version of Gremlins. Gremlins. No, that was. I remember that being a little bit darker than I was
It is
thinking.
darker,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid.
I would recommend it. I had a great time with it. It got some very sharp wit in it, and
I probably missed things when I was a kid.
Pre-CG kind of stop motion and puppet
It's
effects,
got weird puppets,
but it's pretty well done. And yeah. And the cast is really good, and yeah,
who
I really
directed
liked it.
that one
Joe
or
Dante
wrote it or
is
anything?
the guy's name.
Who?
Joe Dante.
Yeah. See, I've always associated it with Spielberg, but I think maybe he was just a producer.
He
or
just
something.
produced it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not Spielberg at all, except there is a little joke in there somewhere where they're in a department store and they're going by all the toys and there's an E.T. doll on the shelf. which was only
yeah,
like the year before, I think. So he put a joke in there.
It's like an Easter egg.
There's lots of movie references in this film, actually. Like at one point, there's a very short scene, and Robbie the Robot is there from Forbidden Planet. You know who Robbie the Robot?
Yeah,
is,
but
right?
I don't remember that. Maybe I need to
very
rewatch
short,
the movie.
It's easy to forget about it, but the director obviously wanted to put in some Easter eggs, as we'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
But I recommend it. It's really fun.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it for a long time.
And I mentioned another film by this director a while ago called Matinee. That's
Yeah.
I saw that. That's the John Goodman film. Takes place during the 60s.
Oh, right. I wanted to see that too, and I forgot.
Yep. Kind of a similar sensibility. The director was obviously a big fan of old monster movies. So.
Oh, right. Gosh, that sounded like a good movie.
It's really fun. Yep.
Start
a
write
list.
that down again. Matt P. No. Fine.
And which also led us to another film by the same director called The Burbs.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I remember Neighbors with, let's see, who was
John
that?
Candy.
Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Oh, yeah, not Jack Candy. John Belushi. This is 89, Tom Hanks movie. And
So this is pre-Philadelphia.
Yep, it is. That's a few years later. This is 89, and it's kind of Tom Hanks coming off of the more comedy-centric movies he was doing then.
Bosom Buddies TV show.
Yep, and Splash, and
Oh yeah, Splash.
Dragnet with Dan Aykroyd,
Yeah, I remember that one.
and of course Big.
That wasn't bad. I mean, of course, Big. Yeah, that was big for him.
The Burbs is really fun. I it's also a little twisted and straddles that comedy horror fence quite well.
Is it anything like Neighbors?
I don't remember Neighbors very well, so you might have to tell me more about it.
Well, it was just, these neighbors move in and things get really dark. But it wasn't. I'm not recommending that movie because I don't think it was very good or well received.
Yeah,
or critically
it may
acclaimed.
be a similar thing. It's definitely a critique of suburb people. It's in the name.
Sure.
And yeah, they're in this quiet, boring street. I think they're in a cul-de-sac, and
Yeah.
some really strange people move in next to Tom Hanks's house, and they
Sure.
suspect something is weird about them,
Wow.
and so
Okay.
there's some eccentric characters. Corey Feldman is in it.
Okay.
He plays he's almost a stoner type character.
Yeah.
He kind of hangs out and comments.
Marty
on the
Feldman?
Are they related?
I wonder. No. Different eyes.
There's only one Feldman family.
You're with the Feldmans.
So
So this family moves in and people get killed in the end. Well, you
Almost.
don't have to go. Spoiler alerts.
yeah. Anyway, very very funny. Bruce Dern plays one of the next door neighbors. The great actor Bruce Dern.
Bruce Dern. Kind of an underrated one of those.
Turns
I think
up in
he
a
was
lot
still-
of interesting movies.
I think he was in that same batch with some of those other method actors from that time. But he just didn't. He wasn't like he never became like a huge star, I don't think. But I remember Silent Running, I think, was the one I remember hit with him
Yes.
the most. And I think I might rewatch that one again if I can find it. But is that a Disney movie? No.
No, didn't George Lucas have something to do with? No, I'm sorry. That's THX 1138, which has some similarities, but
It was his first movie, wasn't it? I don't know.
it was. Anyway, the
THX.
Burbs is very fun. If you haven't seen it,
Okay.
I liked it a lot. Very fun. So yeah, we did a few 80s movies. We'll probably find some more. out there. We also started watching. My mind is a blank. I can't remember what it's called now.
It's kind of one of those nights.
Lost in America. Sorry.
Oh,
Too much old tub. Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks. I went through an Albert Brooks phase.
And
sure.
I hadn't seen it since maybe the 1990s. We didn't finish it. It got late, and I think my wife found it a little bit too nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's very neurotic. If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But
I can't remember if I've seen that one, but I did go through an Albert Brooks phase. But I remember him when he was doing like short films for SNL and that kind of thing. But
yeah,
I think that's where he got his start.
It is one of the better 80s movies, but maybe you have to be in the right frame of mind to watch it.
Yeah.
Another movie I like of his is called Defending Your Life.
Is that the Afterlife one?
It is.
With
it's
Meryl Streep's in it or something?
Yeah. It's actually
I remember
better
liking that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's better than I remembered it when I saw it. So
it holds up well.
It does. And we also finally started in on Westworld Season 3 after waiting quite a while to see that.
Oh, boy. All right.
That gets it takes a lot of turns. You have to pay attention.
No, it sounds like it just gets more and more confusing and convoluted, and hopefully they have a good end game and it doesn't become lost or something.
I hope so. I think it's got one more season. I'm not done with season 3, so I'm not sure how that's going to end yet, but it seems to have a plot.
No, that was that's on my list. I don't watch a lot of things though, but I'm trying to think if I've watched anything lately.
Do they ever run out of garden shows though?
I watch some of those, right? Monty Don's Gardener's World.
How many years has he been on the air? Monty Dong.
Oh, not Monty Dong. Dr. Dong.
He would get better ratings if that was his name.
Well, I'm surprised there isn't a porno version. Hello, I'm going to take off my purple pants now. But whatever. That's a weird inside joke, I guess. He almost always wears purple pants. Oh, at one point, I was thinking, Monty Don could probably have an interesting take on the Joker.
Oh.
But if I did the Batman, Monty Don would be the Joker.
Sign me up for that.
I'm not saying I would play Batman. I'm saying, well, I need to work out a little bit. I mean,
well, CG they can take the weight off. It's okay.
Oh, and like my suit will have really, really, really interesting nipples, like sharp nipples.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding. I actually listened to something recently though, because you got me.
There you go.
You sent me a link. It was that guy that he's a
Chicken
smart
Marsalis.
aleck. Yeah, no, not
Wynton,
him. Well,
yeah.
Wynton, but you sent me a clip of a show that he was a guest on.
It was his interview on Bill Maher, actually.
Bill Maher, right? And he was talking about his latest album, and it sounded pretty interesting. So I gave that the Ever Fonky Fonky Lowdown by Wynton Marsalis, and that was it is really, really good. Of course, it's timely. It's recorded now, of course, but it refers to a lot of it's definitely referencing to what the times we're in. I mean, it doesn't have like a mask song like we do, the masturbator song. That's going to be a big hit.
You just did that.
when I get that on Bandcamp, that might just take off. But I'll have to put season 5's albums out. Season 5 album. I don't think it'll be quite as good as the Ever Fonky Lowdown, but it's almost 2 hours long. I mean, this would be a double LP, I guess, but it's like a musical, really, and in my mind anyway. And at one point, so it has songs and a narrator, spoken word part, I guess you'd say. The guy's name escapes me, but I think he was in The Office. He was African American and the black guy, I guess.
He's the same guy that narrates our show, right?
No, that's Ed.
Oh,
I think he's a Southerner. He hits that Sleepy Time lemonade, and he
had to lay off that stuff.
His accent slips in more. But no, this is Garrett or Gareth, I think his name is. But I don't know. Shoot. But he's it's really good spoken word things in between the songs. But the songs are the lyrics too. But the songs are these harmonies and the rhythms, and it's just not like anything I've heard ever, really. But so I guess you would say it's topical though also, but the way it handles it's not, you can listen, it's kind of timeless, because I have a funny feeling all these issues are going to just keep going. Some will get better and some will get worse, but I guess that's kind of the point of it too. Speaking of the point, that at some point when I was listening to this album, at first I was thinking about the scale of it, and it kind of reminded me of Joe's Garage, except it's nothing like Joe's Garage. I'm just saying that it's that kind of magnitude, or and it's probably about as long. But another thing that popped in my mind was there was a 70s, I think it was a 70s animated movie called The Point. Harry Nilsson and friends did. I think Ringo Starr maybe is in it, but it does a voice. And it's a musical, and it kind of captures what's going on in that era in a artistic way. And I don't know, I'm probably the only one in the whole world that reviews anything, not that I'm a reviewer by trade, that will compare the two, but maybe not. I don't know. Christian E. thought that was a good comparison for some reason. But I don't know. It's some of these harmonies and the it's like, what the hell chord is that? You know, it just was really, really, really well done. And I don't know when they recorded it or how, but it's really cool.
Did they say, was it recorded during the pandemic?
I'm not sure.
Before?
But
it could have been before, I guess.
Maybe.
If he's out promoting it right now. But
I got the impression it was recorded on a stage, so maybe they could have had people separated. I don't know. I would like to know how it was recorded, frankly. Mm-hmm. And maybe I can look that up later. But if anyone knows, send me a link to, hey, if Wynton's listening, I want to know how you recorded this darn thing. But it is very theatrical. So also, it could definitely be. I mean, it's not Hamilton, but I could definitely see this could be staged somewhere somehow. But
oh, that's great.
No, anyway, yeah, I recommend that one.
Excellent.
And I don't listen to a lot of jazz, so maybe these are not the most unusual chords in the world. But they've got some female singers, and I don't know. It just really gets you. You know, when they're singing this, it's got this chord, and it kind of just it gets you a little chill, and it's like, wow, that's a good harmony.
On my not very educated view,
you're more educated about this than I am.
His original tunes that I have heard over the years tended to be they fit in conventional forms, things like that, but he would throw much more modern sounding chords and harmonies in.
Okay.
Even within more traditional jazz form.
He sneaks
I
some
think
singers in.
because he a lot of times is a very old school jazz performer and advocate, but he definitely likes to make it give it a modern twist.
Yeah,
I suspect
I don't
that's
know.
what this is like, although much more expanded, I think.
I don't know. Check it out.
I will be checking it out.
It's yeah, the spoken word stuff's good. It's a lot of fun too. So it's interesting. So that's what I listen to.
That's really cool.
I wouldn't have heard of it if you didn't send me the link from the Bill Maher.
Yeah,
interview.
I really the interview was great. I mean, he's very outspoken and has an interesting point of view on these things.
Well, he's definitely on the free speech side of things.
No doubt.
Sure, but he had some good like connections with how jazz is about communication and listening and that kind of thing, and how we all need to do more of that just in our conversations.
No, it was a great metaphor for things like that, on how you have to be able to communicate with people, and that you really have to listen if you were successfully improvising with other players.
Wow, that's amazing stuff.
And
really.
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of that in our public discourse.
No. And with acting, I mean, that's
no doubt, right.
A lot of actors say that the most important thing is actually listening. So, but
yeah,
and not even just from an improv standpoint, but you definitely have to listen to improv. What? Oh, never mind. I missed something there.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm glad we got to record something. I think the way the week was going, we could have easily just said, let's not do it.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't have. This is terrible. No, I'm kidding.
No, I feel like Al Franken stole that from us, because he often uses that joke in his podcast. And says, but he'll say, "This is going to be a great episode." And it's like, no, it's really terrible. Yeah.
He does the opposite.
Yeah, that he probably did that some past thing.
Oh, no, he stole it from us. I'm sure he's a big listener. Hi, Al.
We love you, Al.
Can I call you Al? Well, he's still going.
No, I would recommend his podcast. I really like it. If you like politics.
Well, I always liked his point of view on things. Appreciated it.
Yeah, he does
course,
little comedy bits in between sometimes too.
No, I'll have to give it a try. Maybe I can figure out some way to listen to it at work. I don't know.
So speaking of that, before we wrap this one up, I know there was a joke made on a past episode about how we should be telling people to subscribe to Time to Lean, and here's a song. But if you are listening and you have not subscribed on whatever podcast player you use, please do so. It gives us a little bit more oomph. Yeah, it helps our numbers. And if you really want to, go leave us a review on the Apple Podcasts /iTunes store.
Yeah.
Even if it's
especially
a 1 star,
nice
it's
one.
okay. You can leave one of those too. But please subscribe, and I know you can listen on on the website, things like that, and that's fine too. But that helps.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah, we have a great time. I'm so happy that people have stuck with us.
Well, and we are,
and it's not just my family.
No, we're getting every now and then somebody like, "Oh yeah, I've been listening." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Oh well.
People we didn't expect, and and then the other day, my mom texted me and said, "I'm writing a journal entry and listening to your podcast." It's like, whoa.
A journal entry.
What are you writing? Maybe
she's
she'll
got a
be leaving
memoir.
a huge review for us. I don't know.
Oh no,
It's going to be pages long.
Maybe she's getting ready for her podcast, or she's doing a memoir.
Tales from the Suzuki box class. The inside story. Yeah.
Oh, the box class.
Those kids, they had to do this thing where they had all their kids go out in the parking lot and play.
Well, I watched a video of it was over at your sister Elizabeth place at that
Fort Hayes.
Oh,
yeah.
one of those of those chuck wagon places, and they were out there playing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was trying not to name names.
Oh, well, should we not? You said Suzuki.
Anybody who cares already knows this.
So it's a 3-hour video at Fort Hayes of little kids playing boxes. No, it wasn't.
You know what I'm talking about when I say box class?
Yes,
Okay,
I
okay.
do. That's what they start on before they get a little violin,
Yes.
just to get used to holding it or something.
Yep, it used to be, I might be wrong now, this was many years ago, but it used to be a Cracker Jack box.
Oh, with some kind of handle attached?
Yeah, and it had a ruler on the end of it.
Oh, well,
it was
you'll have
like
to ask
they'd
your mom
use,
if they still
gift
do
wrap.
that. I don't know where you get Cracker Jacks at now. It's Menards?
It's right next to the Pop Tarts.
They have like uncaramelized
It's just popcorn.
some
It's the
nuts
world's
thrown
worst popcorn. I mean, if Cracker Jacks didn't have the caramel coating on it, it would be awful.
Hey, Tin Whiskers, if you're still listening, I think you should do a Cracker Jacks ale, and you could sell it there at the Saints game. And I want 10%, and I'll give 3% to the Time to Lean. And here's a song podcast. Thanks, everyone.
I mean, I don't think
I
they're
remember-
using high quality popcorn there.
and the peanuts. You gotta have that.
those
I think it'd be funny because with Cracker Jacks, I know this is getting to nostalgia, but the prizes used to be so much better. They've
Did they?
really
Are you sure?
well, they were more creative because now it's maybe like a little tiny joke booklet or something. I remember you'd get these little things and you could make something out of it, or I don't know. It seemed like it was more involved. But then again, I was
somebody
younger, so
probably
maybe
choked
it was
and
exciting.
they had to stop doing that.
Yeah. Well, they probably had to because it was little choking hazards or something.
Well, Cracker Jacks are also choking hazards, so
If we're honest, Menards is a choking
or if you're a
hazard.
Firesign Theater fan, you call it a cracker back jocks.
Yeah,
In fact,
there's a
I
prize.
always have to catch myself and not say it that way.
Get a free jock strap with every. No.
It's still. I
Anyway.
think it's still there in that container in my mom's house somewhere. Rob's old jock strap.
Well, who wants to deal with that? Even Rob doesn't.
No, he's skillfully avoided dealing with that stuff.
You know what you need to do is hire one of these
I'm gonna
new.
have it wrapped up and for Christmas.
It could be a Christmas ornament on the tree.
We don't need
Put
to
some
make
glitter on
everybody
it.
suffer.
With some glitter on it. No, but you could hire one of those newly approved Amazon drones, and they can fly it over there or something.
Yes.
Or the whole box, not just that. Fine.
Okay.
Great. Well, thanks, John. Episode 50 is in the can.
Can of Cracker Jacks.
Oh, special prize if you listen to this whole episode. All right.
We'll send you a prize.
Yeah.
We'll
get a prize.
distribute parts of the jock strap between our listeners. If you
It'd be like
subscribe, no, we'll start a membership program, and if you sign up for our special membership plan,
Oh,
you get a piece of the jock.
You know what you should do really is get the thing bronze and put it on like
On a John Philip Sousa Award plaque?
Yeah, or make a medal out of it, like one of those with the wood stands and
trophy.
A bronze jackstrap.
Yeah.
Trophy. That's a much better word to describe what I was trying to say. A thing on a stand.
A thing on a stand, okay.
A thing on a stick, if it was a state fair.
If it was at the fair, yeah.
Get a jockstrap
on a stick.
Oh, boy.
Next year, Phil, we'll do that business.
There's a lot of money in the jockstrap stand, John. All right. Good night.
All right. Goodbye.
I can wear them like a mask.
Here's the song!
Season ends, time spent between old friends. Remember all the whens and all the could have beens. Where did it all go? The falling leaves, the falling snow, the ice melts. The rain falls down, and something awakens beneath the sodden ground. We all can rise up like blades of grass, ready to face the wind.
Rise up like blades of grass, ready